UH Online is from the University of Hertfordshire's Centre for Online Distance Learning. We believe the courses are industry relevant. We do have employers, we've got industrial advisory groups for each of our subject groups. So we have one for manufacturing and materials, one for automotive, one for aerospace, one for smart electronics. I also sit on the Engineering Council for the Chartered Engineers, so that I understand how the professional institutions are perceiving our courses and understanding what's happening within the accreditation profiles of each of the different professional institutions, such as Royal Aerospace Society, the IET and the IMechE. Most of the teaching staff have got a deep understanding of how people learn, and they know how to deliver learning materials in the most effective way. Some of us are from industry, so we do have that overview of how you actually apply the things that we're teaching. We do not work with third-party education providers. Our courses are developed and delivered by us. And as I say, the manufacturing management and the operations and supply chain have been delivered on campus for some time. So this way we are maintaining the high academic quality that we have on campus as well, and that is proven by the accreditation given to us by the professional institutions. So the past 20 years we've delivered co-aligned campus-based top programmes. We also do franchises in Singapore, Malaysia and Hong Kong. So we do have experience of delivering these programmes globally. Input from employers, as I said, academics with industry experience, strong links with the Engineering Council, professional institutions, and embedded links with the aerospace, automotive, electronics and manufacturing industry sectors. Each of the academics has to supervise projects at master's level and undergrad level. I currently supervise all the industry-based ones, so this is people who are sponsored by their company to come part-time basis and complete their undergraduate degree or their postgraduate degree. So that gives us great examples that we can bring into teaching, etc. And it will come through in materials that we use for the online. A little bit about the programmes. Again, it's a broad area, operations management, information systems, which in this day and age tend to be merged together because we use the information systems to help us make decisions. And if those information systems, we have to understand them so that we understand the information we're getting and how to spot that it's going wrong. Some of us in the manufacturing work more in the product development and quality systems, so that again we cover that within our programme in manufacturing management. Analysis and synthesis, this is about making sure that we can apply what we're learning. So we maybe start with the definitions and theories, but then we look in case studies, etc., papers, to understand how we pull those together. And as I said, with the links with industry, that also gives us good examples to allow us to develop solutions to problems to resolve technical and ultimately the business problem. Excuse me. We are always updating our materials, so we do a critical review of the present knowledge base to make sure that we're delivering up-to-date materials. We don't want to keep going back, although definitions and theory has its place as well, so we do have to make sure we're on a solid base as well. In the MSc Operations and Supply Chain Management, more of a focus on the legal aspects of supply chain and human resource management, where we actually use the information systems to help us with our procurement and supply chain management rather than the operations management. We are supported by our colleagues from our law school for the legal aspects of supply chain, and from the business school or the human resource management section from the business school, so they help us to make sure that we're up to date and delivering, and that you've got the experts that are delivering the material that you need. Again, we look for critical review, so we're looking for those higher level competencies by our postgraduates to be able to analyse, review and feedback again what the critical position is and whether or not we have a problem, we don't have a problem, or whether we do have another thought thought or point of view on it and how we can manage our procurement and supply chain. So a little bit here about what it looks like. So we provide a quality education at postgraduate level. It's the opportunity and the experience for graduates with appropriate experience, and perhaps who can't get to a campus or don't have one local to them. And by using the technology available nowadays, then that allows us then to access a wider audience, if you like, and allows you the chance to be able to participate in a programme of study delivered online. We are providing students with knowledge and understanding for your future career, technical and engineering management, and maybe some of the subjects you need to be focused more on, so you would pick a particular subject that either the manufacturing management or the operations and supply chain, depending on where you want to go, where you need to go, or where your company's going. So it just helps you to develop that extra qualification to support your personal development. At the bottom here you can see some of the little icons we use. So they do what we say. You watch it, you exercise and you read it, and then we assess you and see how you've taken on board all those different aspects of the subject area. Sorry, this is a bit small, but it's just to cram it all on there so you understand how it's laid out. If you were joining us in semester B, which for us means 18th of January, you would be undertaking part-time study, as you can see from the top bar, and that means 2 15-credit modules over the semester. That semester C, there is no teaching done of modules, so we have a break, and then we go into semester A, which starts in September, probably about 26th of September next year, and again 30 credits within our semester, which ends January. So typically 12 weeks teaching with assessment at the end. Semester B, you can see, starts at the end of January, so we have a week's gap and then we start with semester B, but the week gap between semester A and semester B will be where you finish off all your assignments. Typically these 15-credit modules will have 2 or 3 assessments throughout, though we are favouring having 3 assessments with a structure around about 20% for the first one, 40% for the second, and 40% for the third one, to allow you a chance to get feedback and review and able to improve for gaining the marks. Then we have another break in semester C, and you can see we take the last of the 8 modules that make up this postgraduate programme of study. You have to attempt these 120 modules before you're allowed to take your project. If you undertake the 90 and only achieve 90 credits, then we will let you take your project and you'll have to repeat the other modules as you go along. But being part-time, you would be extending your time. So I think the object of the exercises is to do your best and pass them all first time, because at the moment, if you enter in semester B and you undertake a part-time study, you're looking about 2.5 years to 3 years to complete the programme. So that's manufacturing management. You can see some of the modules there. The ones highlighted in blue, which is the quality, reliability and maintenance, and integrated product engineering, are the 2 that make up the difference between the 2 courses. So that means you're taught on a lot of common modules with all the students from operations and supply chain management, and they're taught alongside you as well. So you have some common modules going through and some separate. Obviously the individual project is a completely separate piece of assessment, which is, as it says, individual, so that distinguishes your degree from everybody else's degree. So operations and supply chain, you can see in green here the legal aspects of supply chain at the bottom under the second semester B, and human resource management. So in the green boxes, the 2 that are different from manufacturing management. I'll just go back. Yes, there we go. So the 2 blue boxes there, the difference between the 2 subjects, and obviously the project. So that gives you an idea of the time scales, gives you an idea of how many subjects. I can't minimise it, it is tough to undertake these projects while you're working. But most of our students can plan their time because the assessments are loaded up quite early. So you get a chance to plan out your calendar. We have a lot of software tools that help to do that as well, and notification sites on the StudyNet site as well. This is an example of one of our module sites on StudyNet. So this is, like, if you like, a repository for all the information that you require. If I just use the mouse here, you can see here on the left-hand side is all the storage areas. So if you'd like to think of this as a filing cabinet, this is each of the modules that are there. This is each of the storage drawers. So this area here, if we see it slightly bigger, so we can see what we've got. So you've got your module number, so each of the modules has a number, the title of the module, your home page, which is this page here, so we get the current local time, and any messages and general information is here. Module news, again, so what's happening or if there's anything we need to do. I don't tend to use Module Digest, so I'll just leave that for now. That produces a newspaper version of what's going on the module site. Module information. So in there you would have what we call our module guide, and the module guide is really a specification, if you like, for the module. So it itemises the material, it itemises the assessment, and it itemises what kind of feedback there's going to be, etc. Within teaching resources, you have the access to the web-based resources that we've put together for your online distance learning. Class discussion, I set them up occasionally to, and so do the other module leaders, because each of these modules has a different teaching team on them. It just so happens I teach this one, manufacturing strategy, so that's why that one's up there. I may do a class discussion on manufacturing strategy, and that goes alongside the class discussions I might have with the whole student population as a group, or I'll be asking you your impressions or your feedback, etc. And I usually schedule them under your general website, which you've got another one of. So you have individual modules. Each module has a place in StudyNet for you. StudyNet has also got different areas that you can access. So it's got an online library, etc. But we go through that with you in your induction. So you've got about a week to get to know how to go through it all. So as I said, each module is 100% coursework assessment. It's typically based on 20, 40, 40 over 3 assignments. You can see this is a little excerpt from the discussion, so we can see what everybody's been saying and what the postings were and what we talk about. This one was based on manufacturing strategy, so actually probably based around one of the assessments. Contact time will be class discussions, question and answer forums, scheduled online meetings with the module leader, and scheduled online meetings with the programme tutor. The module leader meetings tend to be about the taught academic criteria or content, and the scheduled online meetings with the programme tutor tend to be about pastoral care, organisation and support, and the setup of the whole programme. Your assignments come listed here, so this is from, if I go back to the previous one, so when you click on assignments, you will see this page here, and each of the assignments here. So all operates on a click environment, so you'll be able to click, open, see what's there, and then we manage the marking and the feedback through this site as well. So a very interactive site, a very busy area, and it does have a lot of items for you to know and how to use. So we do leave a week at the beginning so you can get to know how to use that. So our dates, so for semester B entry, which is I think probably what we're talking about here now, would be starting on Monday the 18th of January, and the first week, as I say, would be about continuing with the induction and exploring the facilities, which are all online, and then we would start you would be encouraged to start looking at your module site and the materials that are there. The tuition fees, currently at £500. We do have a policy in the university of increasing annually and doing a fee review annually, so must be aware of that as well. A 15 credit module, so if in part-time mode this would equate to £1,000 per semester because 2 modules. The final MSc project is 60 credits, hence that would be 2,000. But again, our administration staff here would be supporting you through that, so you would get plenty of notice. You would also get a summary of where each of you are individually and what the payment times are. So payment deadlines, if you started in semester B, you've got a 1st of December before you start. And then for the next semesters, if say from semester B you go to semester A, the next deadline would be the 1st of April 2016. So that's me. Hopefully that's given you a brief outline of what we do. We support online. We have interactive materials that you can use on StudyNet and also in the material that we're giving you. I've got a couple of questions here. Is this course recognised by the Engineering Council or for iEng or CEng application, and how will the assessments be conducted? So taking the first question, the course is not gone through recognition yet, but we are going for accreditation, but we can't go for accreditation, so we only launched last year. And we have to go through a whole cycle, so that's going to be at the end of the first project cycle, because we have to have a whole complete suite of materials. At that point, we're going to go for accreditation. I'm certainly going to go for accreditation at CIPS, which is the Chartered Institute of Purchase and Supply for Operations and Supply Chain Management, and the IET for the Manufacturing Management. And we're hoping to get that applied retrospectively. The reason for our confidence in saying that is because that's what happened when we accredited our top programmes. So we just have this accreditation to go through with the councils to make sure we can go forward with it. How will assessments be conducted? Well, assessments are 100% coursework. So 20% typically is about 10 hours work. And it's about 50 hours across the whole 150 hours that you put in for your module. 50 hours of that is assessment. So it's broken down into 10, 20, 20. So that was the 20%, 40%, 40%. Some of them do change. Some assessments, each subject is different, so of course you'll have different assessments. So financial control will have more calculation in it. Operations research is decision making, so there's some processes to apply there, there's some measurements there as well. So it depends on the subject, but this is explained in the module guide before the start of the module at